Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. If you feel it, scared of nothing.
Hell yeah. Twisters months. Yeah, we're back for another episode of what we watched, this time covering the month of July 2024. A lot of to talk about between Twisters, Longlegs, Deadpool, and Wolverine. And joining me to discuss all of that is my co-hosts, Josh and Evan. Whoever wants to go first, John.
What's up? Yeah, it was a fun month. I actually watched way more this month than I did last month, so that'll be fun to talk about.
Evan?
Glad to be back. This is exciting. I think July was probably the busiest month for summer movies, at least. And now we're kind of like cooling down as we get to August, even though there's like my most anticipated movie this summer is in August with Alien Romulus. So I'm very happy. I'm very hyped.
Was that your most anticipated movie of the summer?
Looking back, I'm like, yeah, it probably was. I mean, what else came out this summer?
Not Twisters?
Oh, I think Twisters. Yeah, I think Twisters was ahead of Deadpool, or Alien. Definitely ahead of Deadpool. Yeah, Twisters, Alien. Trying to think, there was no Mission Impossible this summer, so yeah, I think that's it. Did I miss a Tom Cruise movie in there somewhere? So yeah, this was a fun July. Wasn't as like, I think last July we had Barbenheimer, which was historic.
That was huge, yeah.
But this July we had across the board some different variety of movies that are fun to talk about.
Yeah, and I don't know where you guys want to start because like my first watches of the month were the X trilogy, capping with MaXXXine. But I don't know. Have you seen those movies, Evan?
I think
No, I have not. Oh, I saw X. I meant to see Pearl before MaXXXine. Didn't have time to see MaXXXine this summer because I've been busy. Not busy, but didn't have time. I felt like MaXXXine left the theaters very quickly, for me at least. I don't know.
I saw MaXXXine a couple days ago, finally. So.
Oh, nice. You guys can talk about it. Wait, didn't you talk about it last time? Am I going crazy?
I don't think so.
Maybe we just off air.
Yeah. Maybe like off air
fun.
For something.
Yeah, Edgar, talk about it. You didn't like it, right?
Yeah, I didn't. I mean, I didn't hate it, but I just thought it was very bland compared to the other two. Like, there's still some fun that you can have with the movie itself. It's just like very weirdly like structured. Like, I feel like it has like so many like subplots that it doesn't necessarily commit to one. Like, it tries to do a little bit too much, and by doing that, it ends up like not really saying much about like the arc of this character as a whole. There's still some like through lines about like fame and like like violence, like we've seen with like X and Pearl, but I didn't really feel like the thematic through line really connected, and it's very, very like sloppy for me.
Was this her best performance or from the trilogy, or was that
Pearl? No, that's still Pearl.
Okay.
I thought she was really good here, though. What I thought is like it was a fun time. The style is there, as it is with T.O.S.'s movies. He really commits to this decade, and it's very like clear that like reverence for it. But it doesn't really pick up steam, or like it's like it tries to, but it never gets there like it does with the first two movies.
Yeah,
like I was like wishing for more, like totally.
Yeah, like there's like very weird scenes. Like there's like almost like a Three Stooges routine, like in the Universal studio lot, like just running around for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, this is fun, but like, what are we doing?
Cool, but like, it's pointless. It's like to put it in the movies, it doesn't have the X factor that the first two do.
Yeah, and we did watch the first two in theaters again early in July, and X is still my favorite just because I think it's like the most entertaining one out of the three. But I will say, I think Pearl hit a little bit more. It hit
love Pearl.
Yeah, like it hit more like on a second viewing. I think that it was my second time watching it since theaters. And yeah, like there's like I told Josh after, like there's stuff about this movie that I remember differently than how it actually plays out in the movie, and it was really cool to see that. Also because like you could tell like the audience that we watched it with, a lot of people were watching those two movies for the first time, and that was really cool.
Hmm.
That's cool. So again, I think I just need to watch Pearl and MaXXXine, see how it goes for myself. Is he done? Is this like the trilogy, the end of the trilogy, or I heard he was doing like another one or something? I'm not sure.
He's probably doing another movie, but I think
Okay.
it's just going to be a trilogy.
Got it.
Yeah, for me, I think I would say X, Pearl, and then MaXXXine.
So in
But
reverse
again-
order.
Yeah,
I didn't really love X that much. I thought X was fine, but
That was fun.
yeah. I guess I need to see Pearl.
I definitely liked it a lot more seeing it with the crowd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So what's next? I have early in July, A Quiet Place Day 1. Was this the first week in July?
I think-
Or,
Last month.
yeah,
that was last month?
late June, but I don't know if you talked
Late
about
June.
it. I don't remember.
I think we
maybe.
did. I talked about this
I think
movie
we
so
did.
much. I don't know. Maybe I just logged it in July, but I saw it in June as well. I saw it opening weekend. Was it like June 28th or something like that? I forget.
Yeah.
But yeah, A Quiet Place Day 1. If I didn't talk about it last month, it was an excellent movie. I love the ending. What else? What else was July?
Do you want to jump into Longlegs or kind of build it a little bit?
We can do Longlegs right now. Do I even have that logged for some reason? I don't. Yeah, I don't log movies as soon as like Josh and Edgar do, and then I get like sidetracked. I'm like, which one was July?
I have to do it. I have to do it immediately after. If not, I'm gonna forget. I forget.
Yeah.
I know you guys tell me this all the time, and I forget. But yeah, let's talk about Longlegs. This is probably my favorite movie of the entire. No, it wasn't. No, but I finally saw Hitman. By the way, that was my favorite movie of July.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I thought before Longlegs real quick. I
We
thought
talked
Hitman-
about that last month for sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did. I think Hitman again was just a perfect movie. Yeah, I think our last episode we did on
I rewatched it this month though. So.
July 6th. So I think we talked about it before. I think we talked about Hitman right before our July or our June episode. Yeah, same with the Quiet Place. Okay, I remember now. I think our June episode aired like July 6th, so we talked about the first week of July already. But yeah, just again, Hitman is fantastic. But yeah, let's talk about Longlegs here, which I thought was wonderful. I think the first thing I say about Longlegs was that it wasn't as like scary or even as dreadful as I was like expecting it to be. Everybody was like, "This is the horror movie."
Everyone was hyping up like, it was like the scariest shit they've ever seen. It's not,
that's
but
what
it's
they
still
do with
fucking
every.
good.
That's what they do with every horror movie these days.
Exactly. Yeah. But the marketing, it worked for the marketing. Everybody went to go see this movie to see how messed up it was. I remember Micah Monroe's heartbeat monitor was one of the trailers or teasers where her first time seeing Nicolas Cage as Longlegs. She was like, "Oh my god!" and the audience was like, "Ah!" I'm like, it was good. But like again, I'm just so. I think other people would have different reactions, but us who watch a lot of scary and crazy shit, it's like, okay, that was haunting, but wasn't as
This is
scary.
even the scariest movie I watched this month.
Yeah, it wasn't as scary or crazy as I was expecting, but I think Longlegs was a near perfect movie for me. I absolutely loved it. People compared it to Seven, and I think the mystery, the detective angle of Seven is a bit stronger than Longlegs. But what I loved, and this is full spoilers, by the way, full spoilers for most of these July movies, because I can't talk about Longlegs without spoilers. But without spoilers, it's just an incredible movie. But with spoilers, I got to say, the build up to the discovery of Longlegs in his relationship to Alicia Witt, the mother, and Michael Monroe, the daughter, was extremely messed up, uncomfortable, and just incredibly ominous, in a bigger way than I ever expected. Like whenever we have like a serial killer who has such a close, again, uncomfortable connection to the protagonist, that's when I get really invested. And that was a smart way for the character arc, particularly for Micah's character, to really like sink in with me in her despair at the end of what she's going through. Not only tracking down Longlegs, who had a connection to her in the past, but also her mother, played by again Elisa Witt, who had a accomplice-ish role with Longlegs in order to protect her daughter, but then succumbs to like this satanic, supernatural entity as well at the end. It culminated brilliantly. I think it was just like it ramped up in such a scary way. I loved it.
Yeah, that's where like for me like I like you can immediately understand the Silence of the Lambs and Seven comparisons. But like for me, when I saw that like little twist in the movie, like the first thing that I thought about was like something like The First Omen, or like even more recently as Immaculate or Rosemary's Baby, of this like satanic group kind of like manipulating like our protagonist's lives like throughout like the course of history or like the character's history. And I thought that was like a really cool like story beat for the characters, especially because like you could tell that this person is like very like not out of it, but he's very in tune with like almost the supernatural, and you don't really you think it's just like it's gonna be something like a Lorraine Wayne, like from like The Conjuring, like something like that. It's just gonna be something silly, but it's like a little bit more sinister. I really enjoyed all of that aspect.
It was really sinister. I didn't expect it to get like supernatural, which was wild to me. I thought, because again, the main mystery for me, and I'm trying to figure out as a huge mystery guy, I'm like, all these murders are happening, but he's not at the location, but they're all doing his will. I'm like, is this some weird cult thing? And he comes in there and just forces them to do it. But like, wow, it was insane.
Did any of you guys catch the twist before it happened? Because once like when she tried to go down the attic, that was like, and then he was talking about Mr. Downstairs. Like I was kind of like starting to connect the dots between him and the mom.
I didn't at all. I should have. It was similar to Prisoners. Have you all seen Prisoners?
Yeah.
It was similar to Prisoners, where they introduced the mother early on, and I'm like, oh, it's nothing. But then she comes back. I'm like, how did I not guess it? It's always like
I wasn't expecting it. Also,
yeah. It was really good. It was really smart. Again, her crawling out, not crawling, but just like coming from the basement. I'm like, wait, this is the mom's basement. It was a mind fuck. It was great.
It also has some of the best atmosphere of the year. Like just the vibe and just like putting you in that tension right from the beginning with like the shots and the sound design.
The ratio changes.
Yeah.
Like, I completely agree. Yeah.
Yeah, like I mentioned in my review for Loud and Clear reviews that I really like how they use like space, like that scene where she's like alone in her cabin, and like in the back you can just see like the empty space of the kitchen, and you're just still like waiting for something to happen, but like nothing happens.
Like you're like looking at the space, looking at her. It's just like it's so freaky. It's
and
so
also
good.
like once you go to like that 4:3 like aspect ratio, like it feels very like suffocating. Like it's like they really use like the aspect ratios to the benefit of the atmosphere of the movie. And like on my second viewing, I really did notice more of those like devil appearances throughout the movie. Those were really cool.
Yeah, I need to watch it again. I can't wait. I think I missed my chance, obviously, but I can't wait to get like the steelbook for Longlegs, because I can't stop thinking about it and the direction. I'm with you, Josh. I think you said it's one of the best atmosphere movies. I think it might be the best. There's
another one I saw recently that's on the list, or that's up there for me.
But I think it's just like such a horrific atmosphere from the very beginning. Like this has one of the best opening scenes I've seen all year. It's so good. It's so like startling the way he's just talking to her, and just like so again uncomfortable.
And Nick Cage a new level of freak here, and he like commits so hard.
Oh my gosh, yeah, she was
everything
brilliant.
Nick Cage is doing in this part of his career. Like I'm so for it.
He's having a great run. Yeah, unforgettable run. Yeah. I was very undercooked. Oh,
both parts there.
I disagree with Michael Monroe's performance. I think she was brilliant here. I think even better than her role in Watchers. Not Watchers. That was bad. The Watcher.
Just Watcher.
Is just Watcher? Okay.
Watchers.
Yeah.
Knight's Daughter movie.
Yeah, I didn't like that one, but yeah, I thought she was really good here. She really sold me on like her, and I get it too, because it's very like a very not passive performance, but very like subtle, like very internalized performance from her. But I think that works for the movie itself.
Totally.
Yeah. In the story again, it didn't have like it wasn't like the meatiest story, but I liked how it connected to the main character of her and her mother and Longlegs at the very end. I think it all came together very nicely at the end there. And yeah, that the whole like exposition is very hard to do well. And when the mother is explaining everything she's done throughout the past, there's a scene when she's on the floor, like gagged, and she's just washing her Longlegs and her daughter. I'm just like, this is some sick shit. And then
Very barbarian like flashback.
Exactly. Good point. And yeah, and then like the way she goes from house to house, us actually being able to see it. Like we've seen all the victims, we've seen all the like crime scenes. And we're like, how did this happen? And to get a perspective from the mother herself going to this and seeing the supernatural take shape on all these victims was very frightening and very like I was in my seat just like mouth agape. I was like shocked. And again, just that supernatural way that they set up the entity here with like covering up the doll and then the black smoke peering out of the ball, like really getting into like the demon of the subconscious really was a very smart move. So yeah, great win here. Has Oz Perkins directed anything else I've seen? Is he?
He did Gretel and Hansel.
Oh, I wanted to see that. I never saw that one. Yeah.
Not the Jeremy Renner one, right?
No, the neon.
No, but that was also good. That was also good.
Was
I
it?
liked that one. I liked it. It was fun. I wanted a sequel to that. I was a huge Hansel and Gretel like fan growing up. I watched so many adaptations on like VHS, and I read so many books about Hansel and Gretel and fairy tales growing up. Yeah. But yeah, I thought Longlegs was excellent. Can't wait to see it again on physical release. What else do we got, guys? We already talked about Hitman. Let's talk about the main movie that was in our preview here, Twisters.
Hey.
We did our commentary on Twister. If you're watching this and didn't watch our commentary of Twister, the 1996 masterpiece, go on our channel. We watched that as a commentary. It was
my first time seeing it.
Yeah, Josh's first time seeing it.
And
the great Neil
fun
Paxton.
time.
Yeah, very fun.
True match your freak movie. People match their freak.
Big time.
And the other woman who was the actually only sane person there.
Yeah, nearly died like 3 times in that movie. So yeah, she got out good. But they did a new version, a sequel called Twisters, directed by Lee Isaac Chung, who did Minari, which I also really love from 2020. And this is his follow-up to that. And I thought Twisters was a near perfect movie. I
fucking love this movie, man.
I think I had a similar thing with I was telling Nathan this. I had a similar response to watching Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, where like if they did one thing, I think this movie would have been perfect. Like,
are you hung up on this?
I am, and I think if they did the romance even more so in this movie, because I think the beauty of Twister, the original, is the romance between Bill and Helen Hunt, and that kiss kind of cements the movie for me. So I did go in expecting that, and the way they cooked the movie and their chemistry and their romance was excellent. I just think it needed to seal the deal to help out her arc and her overall journey and his arc as well. But everything else in the movie was really excellent. I think the main cast, Glenn Powell, Daisy Edgar-Jones, Anthony Ramos, a great trio of lead performances in this movie. And similar to Longlegs, Brandon Pereira was so good. The whole, again, what made Twisters so good was that they had an excellent supporting cast. And I think Twisters really took that in stride as well, with an excellent supporting cast. Like you mentioned, Brandon Pereira, Sasha Lane, the woman from Katie O'Brien. Thank you very much. Yeah, she was excellent as well. They all had like their small roles, but small but meaningful and meaty roles that I just really loved.
For the opening, I thought was really fun.
Oh, that was her.
Yeah.
Wow.
She
I'm dumb.
This and Longlegs. Yeah.
This and Longlegs. I was like, she's really cute. I was like, what's her?
Very good.
Yeah, she had a great summer. I watched the first season of that Sabrina show, and she was really good in that. I didn't watch the second season, but I heard she was really good. But yeah, she was really good.
You had horns wet as like a little asshole.
Yeah, yeah. He was like a simpler asshole than even the guy in Twister.
Yeah,
but he was solid. He didn't like impress me either way, but he fit the bill for the movie. It was very cliche, but it worked. But yeah, I really liked this movie a lot. The opening sequence, similar to Longlegs, the opening sequence of this movie really hooks you into the heart that is going in with Daisy's arc in this movie, which I think was very powerful.
That's the isaac of this movie from Minari that really shine through. Like every time we cut to a shot of her just in the field with that piano score, fucking breathtaking.
Peak, beautiful, awesome.
Yeah.
I loved it. Like you really could like gravitate to this character given what she went through and given her journey with Anthony and with Glenn. It was a very captivating arc. I think she probably.
I hate that people were hating on her because I thought Daisy Edgar Jones was fucking great here.
Oh, people are hating on her.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of hate for her, but I thought she was very good. Did everything she needed to do.
Yeah, she's like my favorite part of the entire movie. I think even from both movies, Twister and Twisters, I think she has the best character growth and arc from both movies. I think she was a very worthwhile character. And yeah, the opening sequence, as soon as I saw that, I was like, this these friends, Leah Chung is cooking, and these friends are going to die, and it's going to be tragic. And again, I mentioned it in our Twister commentary, but the beauty of the original was capturing the horror. It's a hard balance. You got to capture the horror of the natural disaster itself in the tornadoes, and they did that brilliantly with the sound design in both movies, in particular here. But also, this movie is really showcasing the fun of it as well, capturing the light of it as well. So it's a hard balance capturing like the fun with Glenn Powell being like, yeah, we're just going to ride the tornado. But also the horror, because a lot of people have died, and trying to capture that balance between the horror with the fun and entertainment factor within the narrative itself was a hard balance, but I think they really did a good job with it. Because it really worked.
I think I'm the one who liked it the least out of the three. I still liked it a lot. I had a lot of fun with it.
Time to kick Edgar out of here.
Who's leave early?
No, but like I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very fun, but I just like, for me, like I didn't really. I feel like the character, like the ensemble, like they didn't really hit as much as like the original. Like the original movie is just a bunch of fucking freaks. Like.
I mean,
suicidal people.
I
mean, yeah, but like I don't feel like the energy is fully there. Like besides maybe Glenn Powell and I get that Daisy Ridley is trying to play the
Brendan Pereira
main. I mean, he is pretty good. But like again, like nobody in this movie matches like Elizabeth Hoffman's like freaky.
Oh, he's more Hoffman. Yeah, he's.
You can't. Hard to match that.
Yeah,
but I think they all try.
Yeah, but again, it's like a really fun movie. Like, I'm betting that the 4K of this movie is gonna look great and it's gonna sound even better. That opening scene is incredible too, and
it's some of the most fun I've had all year. Like, it's just every single set piece was just exhilarating, and it's filled with so much heart, and yeah, it was a fun time at the movies.
Yeah, and I will say I didn't really care if they showed the kiss or not. Like, I feel like the movie. I feel like a different movie would have needed that. I don't feel like this one did, because I feel like the entire point of their relationship is that they care for each other, but they don't want to show it. And the fact that they leave it at that, it makes sense for how the story has.
Like it's obvious that we know what happened. Like,
we know what happened.
That's bullshit. Oh, we know what happens. Then show it. That's a cop out. Like, oh, we know what happens. You can see about.
You're not trusting Steven Spielberg, Evan.
No, not at all. I was thinking another else for Steven. Yeah.
I think him cutting the kiss from Jurassic Park, that was a mistake, but
between in the OG.
Yeah, the original. Oh,
but we could have guessed. Bullshit, Steven. Come on. Like, you can think about literally any rom-com ever. Like, oh, yeah, we know what's going to happen. Though. We know what's going to happen. But there's a romantic angle in it. Like, come on. Like, every single, even the marketing was fully romantic. You had these guys breathing down each other's necks in the marketing, and then just to have them go hand in hand at the airport.
Their chemistry is still great.
What are we doing? And the worst part, it reminds me again of like what Christopher McQuarrie said about Mission Impossible. And I don't want to go off Mission Impossible rant again.
Okay,
like,
here we go.
His whole reasoning was that, like, it ruins with Tom's arc. And I'm like, no, it doesn't. You're wrong, Chris. And then in this movie, Steven's whole reasoning was like, we didn't want it to
Evan's like, let Tom Cruise be Paulie.
Yes. but even in this movie, Steven's like, we didn't want it to be cliche. You really have a guy going to a woman in the airport. Is that a cliche as you're going to get? Like, come on. Exactly. Just go the extra bit. It's not an extra mile. Just commit. And even if you don't kiss at the airport, that's fine with me. There was a beautiful scene when they're looking at the tornado and it's like, oh, it's gorgeous. And he's like looking at her. I love that scene. I think they could have kissed there as well. But overall, it's a small nitpick. I think overall the movie is really
What's your favorite set piece of the movie? Because for me, I think it's the rodeo scene, the rodeo sequence.
Ooh,
I love the theater though.
The theater one is really good. I like her going back.
Love, like the first storm chase back.
Yeah,
just that one's really good.
Just every time Brandon Pereira and Gwen Powell are just having the time of their lives in that fucking truck.
I was disappointed that I was disappointed that they weren't showing Dr. Sleep at the theater.
That would have been so perfect. Like showing The Shining in the OG movie and then showing Dr. Sleep in this one. Would have been perfect. But yeah, I like the part, for me, the movie like really sings when after her whole ordeal at her mom's house and getting to really know Glenn, she becomes herself again. And she gets into the car with Glenn and she's like messing with all his gadgets. He's like, this your first time being in a car? It was just very funny and very like natural. The chemistry like really sings in that whole montage.
Yeah,
like when she's back again, her hair's different.
The bit with the shirts and the mom.
Exactly. I love that part where the movie can just calm down but not be slow, be very earnest and romantic. It was so good. So yeah, I think I'm with Josh in terms of like most entertaining movie of the summer so far.
It is number 7 for me of the year.
Oh, wow.
I really loved it.
Where do I have it?
It's funny because I'm looking at my list and I'm like, what's the most entertaining movie that I've seen this year or this summer?
It's Challengers.
I mean, yeah, but like it's a different type of fun. Like just like straight fun. Like I don't even want to think about it. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, but I don't know. Like I love Furiosa.
Furiosa is Furiosa like super fun. It's great. I don't know if I use the word fun.
Action. It's really fun.
The action's great. Yeah, it's hard to describe.
I mean,
it's like the best action. Yeah.
It's like I don't know if we're gonna talk about it here next month, but maybe Trap would be up there.
No,
we could talk about it.
We can talk about Trap.
I mean, because there's.
Did you not like it?
Is there gonna?
I thought it was fine.
Really?
There's gonna be a lot to talk about in August.
We can talk about it now. Is it? Yeah, we don't have a lot in August. August could just be like a spoiler review of Alien Romulus and everything I love about it. I'll be devastated if that movie looks shitty. But Harold and the Purple Crowd.
Are we talking about it now, or is it?
Let's do.
It's up to you.
Let's do it now. Let's do it now. Okay. It doesn't matter. Let's break the rules. Let's talk about Trap now.
It's August. Oh, I saw it July 31st, so it counts.
Cool.
Is that the first?
Wait, no, the first.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whatever Thursday was.
It was the first.
That was the first. It doesn't
counts.
matter. It counts. For me, I thought this was one of the most really interesting and cool directed that M. Night has ever done. Like his direction was really, really good in this movie. There's some really awesome shots. Josh Hartnett is amazing in this.
Josh Hartnett?
No, what'd I say? What's his name?
Hartnett.
Josh.
Didn't I say Josh?
You said Josh.
Oh, Josh Hartnett was really great. But for me, this movie is extremely messy in terms of like the script and the story and believability that it just took me out of it
Who cares?
a lot of the time. I since when does M Night not care about like what? Like, I feel like the premise was really cool, but I can't take my brain out of it when I'm watching this. Like, how is he going to get away?
movies are always
How
messy.
is he going to do this?
That's
No,
what
he's
I love.
not.
Yeah,
Is Six
they
Minutes
are.
messy?
Okay, recently.
Early work
What
is
are you
not.
talking about?
Recently,
Is
right.
Split messy?
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
No,
Not
not
at the
at all.
Cabin, very much.
Old.
I did not
Oh,
like Night in the
very
Cabin. I did
much.
not like those two movies are bad. I did not
The
like either.
Visit.
I think they're fun, but
The Visit was a different type of movie. I feel like The Visit was just like a horror comedy in that sense. Literally just talk about putting somebody in the oven. This movie, for me, I'm just like, I'm trying to track it all, and I'm just like, this doesn't make sense.
let it go and have
This doesn't
fun.
make sense. Not at all.
Who cares?
This doesn't
It's a
make
movie. It doesn't
sense.
need to make sense.
It says, yes, it is. Why do we pick and choose what movie makes sense and which movie doesn't make sense? How do we just
Because
decide?
that's how you interpret art.
Sure. And if some movies make sense, this movie just made not a lick of sense, and it's really basic. Like it was fun,
Basic.
it was entertaining, but there's no depth to it at all. He tried to put some depth
disagree.
into it.
I disagree with that. Like,
I
it's funny
disagree.
because
What?
it's funny
What's
because
the depth of it?
you and I
How
have like the same
fatherhood.
rating.
Fatherhood.
You and I have the
Yes.
same rating for the movie, but I feel like completely different about it than you do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I have the same. I think you did it what, like 3.5, Evan?
Because
Something like
it's
that?
very fun. I was laughing
Yeah.
and smiling the entire time.
Yeah, but like
I just left like, oh, it was very fun. I'm never gonna think about it again.
yeah, but like for me, like I really like the themes of like not only fatherhood, but like of like it's almost like almost him like mirroring himself of being trapped doing this, duty to like film and like kind of neglecting
Putting
his
aside
family,
his
putting
children.
it to the side.
Yeah.
I like that really came through.
He says all that. It's not like you have to search the movie for it. He literally verbatim is talking about what he's gone through. So
Well,
it's
yeah,
like,
but, like,
oh, okay, that's cool.
Well, yeah, but like
He's telling me what he's talking about. Okay.
I will say like I wish the daughter was more involved in the third act because I feel like the ending would hit more
fair.
than it actually does.
Fair.
Like it is weird that it is like a pairing of the two at the beginning, and then I don't know where M. Night Shyamalan's daughter, like Lady Raven, comes in and kind of takes over like the protagonist role for a bit. But again, like I just had a blast. Like this movie just plays almost like a Hitman level in a
It's
really good
fucking,
Hitman
like,
level.
It's Hitchcockian at some points. It's so much fun. I had the time of my life. I think it has a lot of like depth. It's very earnest and sincere. I think Josh Hartnett is one of my performances of the year so far.
I thought it was very funny too.
It's very hilarious.
Very funny.
Yeah.
It's very funny. Yeah.
But yeah, Josh Hartnett is doing so much, and he's doing it all so well. There's so much layers to that performance, and just the pure fun factor of it too. That last shot is just so much fun.
And the
yeah.
music, really good.
Music was really good.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
Cinematography, fucking insane.
Honestly, some of the best of the year.
I'm gonna
There's a great shot when
Sayum Boo Mutti Prom, the cinematographer who also did
Cinematographer.
Challengers and is doing Queer. It's his year. He's fucking killing it.
there's a great shot when he's like behind the set and he's like figuring out like where to go, and then it's like he looks over at the old lady, the detective, who was a dumbass, by the way.
I think they were gonna reveal that she was gonna be the mom, but I don't know.
She was like, I was like, this person needs to get their FBI card revoked because you're fired. You're terrible. Anyways, there's a great like, what do they call it? Split.
With diopter.
Split diopter shot that he's like looking at her and she can't look for him. It was a great like dual shot there. I was like, oh wow, like M. Night was really cooking again with the direction. That was like the best part of this movie. The direction and overall look of it all.
Yeah, this movie is fucking stupid at points, but I don't care because it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I feel like the dumbest thing that he does as a character is like telling her directly that she's the killer when he could have just lied about it and be like, oh, it would mean so much if you guys would give us like a ride home and just leave it at that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to say the least.
Well, this whole like dialogue discourse for Shyamalan movies, bitch. Wait, his movies have always had weird dialogue. That's a stylistic choice. Like, look at Old.
Yeah, but also this is
Bourne is not a good movie.
It's fun.
I was falling asleep.
Okay.
I know like Nathan and Carson also loved that movie as well. But...
Even Split, like the dialogue there is like kind of iffy, but who cares?
Yes. Yeah, Split, in my opinion, is one of his best.
There was a moment in this movie where I thought it was gonna be like connected to the Unbreakable timeline, but when at the end when he's like coming like
What do
Hulk
they
or
mentioned
whatever.
like the monster or whatever? I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
That would have been great.
I'm glad they didn't though. That
Yeah.
universe is fucking messy.
Oh man, that'd be awesome.
God, I think Glass is easily his worst. Fucking trash.
movie ever?
What?
No.
That I've seen.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Yeah, I thought Glass was pretty mid.
Actually,
but
no.
pretty
Okay,
good.
wait. I forgot about Last Airbender.
There we go.
After Earth, The Happening.
After Earth.
There's the argument that After Earth is better than Glass.
No, there's not.
No.
Come on.
Maybe
Lady in
the
the
nostalgia,
Water.
but I don't know.
I think
I haven't seen.
I think Glass falters in the third act, but like the first two are pretty dang solid. I think.
Bro
Yeah.
fucking dies from a puddle.
But
That's third act. It's not great, but like,
There is James McAvoy though, and he's trashing. So
yeah, Samuel L. Jackson is so good in that. But yeah, there's a scene in this movie where he's trying to leave. Spoilers for Trap. Spoilers for Trap. He's trying to leave, and the manager was like, "The only way out is you have to go through this checkpoint, or if you're a close friend of hers." And then for some reason they just let him by. I'm like, if this was a celebrity, why you guys just
who
letting some
cares?
white man by? You're looking for a serial killer, and you're letting a random person leave. It was just, it was a lot for me. But then, and she was a lot braver than I ever expected too. When they're in a limousine and she's like, "I'll just come to your house," I was like, "Oh, where is this movie going?" Because I did not expect that at all. It was very unpredictable, which again kept up the entertainment factor.
It wasn't predictable, but also very messy in the climax.
Yeah.
Like the whole I don't even know if it counts as a twist, but the fact that the wife knew all along, it was very it felt very tech on.
It did, but I was like,
executed was really well though. I thought it was
like
done really well.
the performance was really good. Like that back and forth was really good.
but I'm happy it happened because I'm like the whole time I'm like, how did they figure out it was him? Am I just supposed to forget it, or is just like maybe they just did it off screen? But I was like, how did they figure out about the whole ticket that he was going to be at this place? That's the whole premise, that they knew he was going to be here. But how did they figure it out? And I was happy that they finally revealed that at the very end. I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. So okay, yeah, that was.
I haven't seen Sixth Sense or Signs or weird stuff, but this is my new favorite Shyamalan.
Wow.
I mean, it's not
Wow.
that big of a line, but
I still
really
think
love this movie.
Unbreakable is my favorite.
I love Unbreakable. Unbreakable and Split are just a great double feature for me. I watched those back to back once, and I'm just
Split is my number 2. Split's really good.
So great.
All right, what's next?
Yeah, let's go back to the rest of July here. We all saw Deadpool, but I'll wait for that in a little bit.
We did do it now.
I thought there was something else I wanted to get.
I don't really have
out
much
the
to say about it.
way.
Fly Me to the
Deadpool.
Moon.
Did Josh see? Let's kick out Fly Me to the Moon, then go into Deadpool. I think that's the only other shared movie we saw. Fly Me to the Moon, meh. I mean, it's weird because you get Channing Tatum, who we'll talk about in a minute. Channing Tatum and Scarlett Johansson, two great actors, decent chemistry. You expect them to have a lot stronger chemistry.
Yeah.
But their chemistry is it's fully cliched. It's fully not really captivating. It's just not as earnest as I was expecting it to be.
Very sappy.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. Very sappy. I'm just you want me to feel emotional about them. You want me to be compelled about them, but I'm just not.
The liar reveal thing at the third act is just I don't care.
it's like, you know, as people who watch a lot of rom-coms, like, we know it's like, oh, here's like the valley, here's where they don't trust each other, but then they trust each other. It's like, okay, I've seen this a million times before. And yeah, it was a lot goofier than I was expecting. Like, yeah, the whole premise of the movie is like to fake the moon landing, so it already has a tinge of goofiness. But the Woody Harrelson character really kicked it up a notch in a way that I
was
like,
so weird to me because I feel
do you
like the whole faking the landing of the moon comes very late in the game. Like I thought that was gonna be the whole point of the
Me
movie.
too. That
And
was
just-
weird.
And then it just comes like in the last 20, 30 minutes.
I completely agree. I'm watching this movie like, this is pretty straight and like cut and dry here. Like, okay, they're just trying to get to the moon. The whole trailer was about the last 20 minutes of the movie. I'm like, that trailer,
Really?
it's weird. Yeah. It's like the whole faking the moon landing thing comes way, way, way later.
Like
into movie.
the whole movie is about them trying to like market the space program, like NASA, like trying to like find funds for it, and
Yeah.
like trying to get like governors to like sign a bill to support NASA or whatever. Like it's very weird. Like it's very structurally, it's very weird, and it does become a little bit more interesting once the whole faking the moon thing happens, but not because it's good, but because it's just so out of nowhere.
It's out of nowhere. It's a very weird movie. Like, it's not bad. I'm sitting here watching it, but I'm not like really entertained by it. It felt like one of those Saturday morning movies. Like, you know, it's just like, oh, okay, it's decent, it's fine. I think I gave it like a 2.5. It's not bad again, but it was just like, it was whatever. It was very just meh. Channing and Scarlett are trying their best. They're not bad, but it's just like their characters just weren't there. And I did forget, like, this was a Greg Berlanti production, and his movies are usually very like simple and very like sappy and whatever. So like it was whatever.
What has he done besides like the CW stuff?
That's what
Simon.
The what?
Love Simon.
Oh, did he direct Love, Simon?
That was him?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that was a really good one. But yeah, this one was just like, this didn't get like the emotional heights or the entertaining heights that I was kind of expecting. It just went too weird for me. But yeah, that was Fly Me to the Moon. But let's talk about the highest grossing movie of the summer, and that is Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool 3, as he enters the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Who wants to go first?
Somebody
Don't
that
all
likes the
rush.
movie.
Do you guys all hate this movie?
I feel like it's really fun time. It was fun time watching, but it's soured a bit since then.
Soured a bit. I mean, I still give this a very entertaining movie. A very strong.
It's no lie, it's entertaining, but it's a
Yeah.
fucking mess.
Yeah, I think it's, for me, it's easily
Not in
my
a good
favorite.
way, like Trap.
I put this above Trap. I go watch Deadpool and Wolverine just to watch Trap.
No.
Easily,
Ever.
easily,
Wow.
easily, without a second thought.
Get that bitch out.
For me, it's my favorite Deadpool movie. I think it's
I mean,
The
it's
one-
not that. That's not that like
True.
the one it
very
was.
true. And yeah, you know, a lot of the reactions are like, best movie since Endgame. You're drunk. You're crazy. You're dumb. It's not the best MCU movie since Endgame, or even No Way Home. It's like, do we forget
Or
Guardians
even
was last year?
Marvels. Or even the Marvels.
No, I like the Marvels more than this.
Multiverse
Yeah,
of Madness is
Yeah.
fun.
I didn't
Wakanda
really-
Forever.
Guardians. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Like
not any of
Shang-Chi
it.
is still like peak. The peak is the peak.
Eternals is better than this.
Oh yeah.
Evan, why are you making a face?
Is it? No, I had come around. Nathan helped me come around on Eternals. I thought it was very good, but
See, that's
I don't know.
messy in a good way.
I don't know. I might watch Deadpool movie before I watch Eternals again.
I mean, it is rewatchable. I mean, at least two.
Deadpool and Wolverine is very rewatchable. I've only seen it once. Yeah, once.
Yeah, me too.
But for me, I think it's a very fun movie. I think I like the opening sequence a lot. Wolverine and Deadpool's chemistry is the best chemistry he's had in any of these movies so far. Like in Deadpool 1 it was him and like Cable and Negasonic, and then Deadpool 2 was him and Domino and what's his name, Cable, or Colossus, whatever it was. But I think his chemistry with Logan is just like peak comedy, peak friendship, and peak like ultimate chaos.
It's crazy hearing people say this is Hugh's best performance when he doesn't really do much.
That was wild. I've heard that.
But he barely does anything in this movie. It's besides like 2 scenes.
He only gets one good scene in the car in the fucking Honda, and that's it.
And
that was
camera
brilliant.
too.
That was great. And the campfire. Yeah.
That's it. Bro just fucking just
sleepwalking.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say sleepwalking. Jesus Christ. I wouldn't say he's sleepwalking. I could tell he's having some of the best fun he's had in any of these Fox
He doesn't
movies.
say much though.
He's just drinking in the background.
What are you guys talking about? You act like he's like the silent assassin in this movie.
No,
He
not
talks a
that
lot.
much. Like, I don't know. It doesn't really do much.
But, I don't think he does anything emotional.
I was surprised at how little he does, given what the title,
The marketing.
is.
Yeah.
I disagree. I think he does a lot. It's not emotionally riveting, but I think he's in a lot of the scenes and he's giving back a lot of the.
He's just standing there.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Yes, he
He's
is.
just standing there. In what scene? He's just standing there.
Okay, for
are you
example,
talking about?
for example, that scene when they introduce all of the other Fox
Because
characters.
they're introducing other characters.
And
Okay,
when they meet Emma Corrin, and when they meet the nice Deadpool, and when they meet any other character, Bro's just standing there besides Laura.
yeah. Anyway, here's the thing that I don't get about this movie. Besides the whole, this is the best performance by Hugh Jackman. I don't understand the praise that people keep giving this movie from the sense of, oh, it's a love letter to Fox. Is it?
Oh, that was so funny.
Is it?
That was so funny.
The
It's
credits
not.
are, but that's
It's-
it.
The
it's
credits
not
are,
a love
yeah,
letter.
but it's not.
It's not a love letter. I finished watching this movie. I looked over at Jalen and I was like, is this a love letter? Like, did it lie? What's going on here? Then the credits happened. I'm like, oh, this is beautiful credits. One of the best credits I've seen from comic
Why does
books.
people like just remembering the credits? So shit.
It had to be.
Letters
Yo,
to Fox.
People are tweeting the reactions at their world premiere as they're watching the credits
Yeah.
properly. And they're like, oh, this is a beautiful love letter as they're
Fox.
watching the credits. It's like,
Buzzword.
exactly. How about you just go home, think about the movie, then write your freaking reactions instead of trying to get a paycheck from Marvel. Anyways, I think it was fine. People just want to. That's the whole thing. They want to invite from Disney and stuff like that. So that's why they keep doing all that shit.
But
Anyway.
like the thing that I found funny is that even like I saw like a couple reactions of like, oh, this doesn't just feels like cameos. They have an actual point to the story. I'm like, do they?
No, they
Really?
don't.
No.
I think
They're in more that you can't say. They're supporting. They're not really
Yeah.
cameos. They are supporting, but they don't do fucking shit.
They don't do anything.
on one hand, I like how
That
for me,
fight
at
scene was
least,
trash.
The
I
action
like
in this
how
movie is not
it was-
that very good.
The most.
I think
I mean, I
action was
like the
fine.
winner. I like the car scene.
The
and
car
I
scene
like
is good.
I think
But
the car
other than
scene,
that, it's
the opening
very bland.
sequence, the car scene, the opening
The
sequence.
like the big Avengers like type of like they're all together fighting. The most jumbled shit I've seen.
The Deadpool sequence at the end is also very. I don't know what I'm watching.
It's
The
messy.
Warner's
I don't think it was
good.
bad. It was messy, but I wouldn't say it was bad. I was like, oh, that's cool. But it was not like, I don't know what he was kind of going for with the action. But like, I was happy that it wasn't like a full on cameo fest. I was very worried going in here that it was going to be filled with like unnecessary
mean,
cameos.
the way
it
that-
is.
The way
Yeah,
that
I
they
don't
introduce the
think so.
characters with the music, like, oh,
Yeah, I mean, I think that was on purpose.
For a Deadpool
Yeah,
movie,
yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't really mind it. Like, they're not supposed to be taking this seriously in a Deadpool
Yeah.
movie. So I didn't really mind that. It's kind of like they're making fun of the whole No Way Home come
Yeah, I
in.
think that was them.
Pause. Like, it was weird. And I actually liked a lot. Like, I saw Electra coming, so that wasn't really a surprise.
I was
Gambit,
surprised
I
by Wesley and Channing Tatum.
I had no idea, so I was very happy that like Channing.
They were both really fun.
Channing got a chance to do this, and his action I kind of liked.
Yeah,
It was
obviously
really-
spoilers, but like Marvel spoiled all this shit themselves, so I don't think.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure
obviously.
everyone saw it this movie too.
I already said spoilers for everything we saw in July. Yeah, but like Wesley was the biggest shock. Like Channing, I was like, oh, good for Channing. He finally gets to do this shit. And then his accent was like ridiculous, but I kind of
Okay.
they called out on it. It's like I don't understand a word
minions.
you are saying.
Total
It was weird, but Wesley super
Channing.
shocking. because Wesley and him don't really have or at least like historically, didn't get along with Blade Trinity. But they kind of call a joke on it, and he's kind of funny in the movie. I was like, okay.
I think one of the best jokes in the movie is him like, "There's not gonna be any Blade but me," and Deadpool just looks at the camera like.
See, I think the humor worked a lot better in this than the previous two because I like Maddie humor. I'm not ashamed to admit that, and I think I like that more than just fucking sets jokes and dit jokes.
I mean, there's a lot of that in this. There's a lot of like.
It's not as much though. Not as much the first two movies.
I would say there's a lot of jokes in this movie where the punchline is just like gay, haha.
Yeah, but like this is Deadpool though.
I think the comedy for me, I liked the comedy in this movie for the most part. Johnny Storm was a great surprise. I was kind of shocked by that. I think Chris Evans having a blast in the post-credit scene. One of my favorites.
I'm not afraid to say this. The whole Ryan Reynolds Tommy thing hasn't annoyed me yet. I'm not that breaking point yet. I think he's still.
Me neither. I'm a fan.
I mean, it's fair if you are, but it's still working for me.
Yeah, I think it really worked for me, and the whole
Like the bit for me about Ryan Reynolds, it doesn't bother me. It wouldn't bother me as much as it does if he wasn't playing basically the same character in every other movie.
Well, but you're right.
That's his thing, though.
I know that's his thing, but like, come on.
It works in these.
Besides another movie I saw this month, where he actually does something different.
I saw like Six Underground is awful.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
He's just bad in that.
Oh yes, that movie needed a Jake Gyllenhaal type, not a Ryan Reynolds.
It did. Good point. And I think for Six Underground and those bad Netflix movies, like those bad Netflix movies, he's doing the same shit. And it's not entertaining.
Red Notice.
Yeah, it's not good. But for here, he's super entertaining.
It's Deadpool. It fits the character.
For him and Hugh, I think they like went at each other's throats. Very funny in a very funny way. Yeah, it doesn't have to give the emotional heights, but I was laughing probably the most I've laughed in the Deadpool movie. And again, I had a lot of fun with the whole ordeal. It's very simple.
The ending is very weird though. I did not love the ending.
Which part? Just everything with the whole.
Just I don't know, just the whole motivations behind it and
X-23 just chilling with another Logan like nothing happened. Yeah. How did she get to the void? Who cares? I guess, but
it doesn't. I mean, they kind of say it. They said like, "Hey, can you save everybody else?" And I was like, I was happy. The best part about
just her.
Yeah, the best part about this movie is that X-23 survived. She's in the Logan timeline or Wolverine, whatever you want to call it, Earth. And like she should be the next Wolverine for the next 10 to 15 years. Like you don't need to do another Logan. When they do their X-Men movie in
let's be real, it's really Hugh Jackman. And they made fun of that movie.
Oh yeah. Like I think Hugh Jackman's send off is going to be in like Secret Wars or something.
Should have already happened, but
yeah. But that's Feige. You can't get over like he loves his legacy characters. So yeah. I had fun with this movie. I had a lot of fun with this movie.
I will say there was two guys on opposite of me on the theater who right from the beginning they were like locked in and they were like dancing and I'm like, oh wow, what are we doing?
What are we doing here?
like straight up doing like a sing along and dancing and I'm like, are any of
that was fun though? It was fun.
I mean, it was fun, but I just thought it was like okay.
Yeah. All right.
Speaking of Ryan Reynolds, do you want to talk about your other Ryan Reynolds movie, Josh?
What did you watch? I'm trying to think. Like usually I'm on it with Ryan Reynolds, but is it an old rom-com?
No, it came out this year.
Think, Evan. Think.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan
2
Reynolds.
letters.
Come on.
I'm
movie. John Krasinski.
If? Oh.
Yeah.
Not if. Is it if?
It's if.
Oh,
you know what? It's what?
Not good. It's fine.
I liked it.
Oh wow. Nathan loved it. Yeah.
Maybe because I went in with fucking like rock bottom expectations, but I think it was kind of fun. It's a good family movie. A lot of the roles and all of the logic doesn't add up at all. but I can kind of I can kind of disregard that when it's this sincere and has this much warmth to it. I think Michael Giacchino's score is really wonderful. I think the cinematography is surprisingly fucking gorgeous. And Kaylee Fleming, the lead, really good children's performance.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, I remember thinking about that it was kind of forgettable for me, but the opening sequence was really strong.
There's a lot of good set pieces and just a lot of good whimsy behind it. I was really surprised.
It's earnest, it's whimsical. I think for me, it kind of loses focus in the middle when they keep going to other strangers and how they're affected by these imaginary friends. I'm just
the scene with Fiona Shaw, that
incredible,
was great.
Probably the best one.
At the end.
No, it's towards the second act where
dancing with the lights
with the record player.
Yes.
Gorgeous shit.
That was gorgeous.
I don't know why. I mean, it's very, very there's a lot of mediocre aspects about it, but I don't know why it got that much hate when it's I don't know. I just like sincere movies.
Yeah, I went to a screening and everybody clapped at the end. It was a huge applause.
Everybody was solid in mine.
Yeah, they loved it. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Again, it's very family oriented, and the relationship between her and her father was really special.
The set piece when she's transforming the little imaginary place, that was fucking good, dude. That was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I was surprised how good this movie looked.
Isn't it the same cinematographer from what?
It's Spielberg's DP, so West Side Story,
Chandler's List, Saving Private Ryan, Minority Report. Wow, what a wild filmography. But yeah, if
I totally forgot about that movie.
Okay, I have some classics that I watched for the first time.
What a surprise! Finally saw Alien.
No, if you had an S, then yeah.
Aliens, yes, I meant. You already saw Alien.
It's going to be August, but I could wait for that one.
Okay.
I saw 2001: A Space Odyssey for the first time. Stanley Kubrick classic.
I've never seen that movie.
70mm. It is a fucking trip. It is one of the most experimental movies I've ever seen. Kubrick was on some shit when he made this. It is very abstract, very very experimental, and very ahead of its time for a fucking 1968 film.
That was 68. Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you would think it's some of the shit they're doing is modern day shit. It's a long movie. It has one of the best intermission placements I've ever seen.
How long is it?
It is. This is not that long. It's 2.5.
And they had an intermission?
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking wonderful. The scene where Hal tries to take over. No spoilers, but it's fucking tense as shit.
Yeah. I've seen so many riffs on 2001 throughout my life. I've just, for some reason,
Wall-E,
like that. But it's a movie I've always wanted to see. I need to get up on my Kubrick, to be honest.
I would try and find I know it's hard for you, but seeing it in the theater really was worth it.
I live in Cincinnati,
Ohio. I know.
They're not gonna play.
You don't have any indie or art house theaters near you?
I do, but they don't really do a lot of old classics. I'll try and keep watch.
What are they?
They did Seven Samurai recently. I missed it though.
I mean, that's pretty good.
I've never seen
they'll
that
do 2000 at some point.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh yeah, that is a new film from this year. The Last Stop in Yuma County, which is a little indie thriller from the director who's doing the next Evil Dead movie.
Ooh!
Oh wow!
What's his name?
Francis Dolapi.
Is it? I
It's
thought they had the guy who did the last Evil Dead. He's not coming back.
I don't think so. No.
It's really, really sharp one notation thriller with incredible direction, and the ensemble is really fantastic.
And that came out this year, you said?
Yeah. It's just like it's sorry. It is very like mean-spirited in the best ways.
Interesting phrase there.
It's really good. There's a good oneer in there. Jim Cummings, who's like one of my favorite like up and coming indie director actors, who he did the beta test from a few years ago that I know Edgar watched. He's the lead in this, and he's fucking great. And it's just a really, really solid movie that I think you both would really love.
What's it called again?
Last
The
Stop
Last
in
Stop in Yuma County, yeah.
First thing that came up for me, I found it. It's like $5 on YouTube.
Yeah, y'all would both love it.
Okay, I'll put that on my list.
Edgar, I know you watched through a couple big franchises this month.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I have a lot of 4Ks that I've never opened, so I was like, might as well open some of them and actually sit down and watch these movies. I had already seen the Bourne movies before, but I had never actually done like a mini marathon, so I did the Bourne marathon. And
let's go. One of my
say,
all-time favorite franchises.
I think I still like the first one the best out of them all.
Interesting. Okay.
I just like how simple it is. It's very like straightforward, and I feel like it's out of all of them, feels like the most complete out of any of the Jason Bourne movies.
Very fair. Yes.
And I just like, again, I just like the simplicity, and also like the action is not as messy in a sense as they get.
The discovery factor of the first movie is what makes it so special.
Yeah.
Where he's coming into it his own. He's kind of clueless, but like literally becoming born again with his newfound abilities. And the supporting girl in that movie, I forgot her name.
Franca Potente.
Yeah, she is amazing. She is so good.
She's in The Conjuring too. Interesting. I didn't know. No, but yeah, like the relationship between Jason and Marie is like really strong. At least like I feel like it is. Obviously, I mean, spoilers, not spoilers, I guess, but of course, because it's a early 2000s spy movie. In the second one, they had to offer right away.
But I also like in the second one they introduced the other one. The other, what's her name?
I think she's in the first one too. No,
is she?
I think she is. I think she might be. Yeah, Nikki, Julia Stiles.
I love Julia Stiles. I thought, like, of all the Bourne women, I think Julia Stiles is. Really
she's in all of them, all 5.
Okay. Yeah.
All 4. Yeah, 4.
So good. Yeah.
Brian Cox in this movie, I forgot that he's in like 2 or 3 of these. He's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. He's really good as well. My favorite, real quick, is
one of these movies.
Oh, you should. It was like. Yeah. It was a very strong, like, this was my action movie obsession before Mission Impossible. I watched these movies a lot growing up. I think I'll go Ultimatum, Supremacy, then the first one. It's so hard.
Here's what I'll say about Ultimatum. Supremacy is probably my second least favorite out of the Matt Damon ones. But the thing about Ultimatum is I think the first 2 acts of that movie are incredible. Like the opening sequence, like at the train station, is probably the Patty Considine in that entire movie. Yeah, he's in it. He's fantastic. Like the tension that they build is really good.
The tension in the train station is
it's better than any hand-to-hand gun shootout scene in any of the movies. Like it's really, really good. But I feel like the third act becomes like a little bit too overcomplicated for its own good.
They have to explain a lot in that third act, and it does become like tiring to an extent. I enjoy it still as like a big messy wrap up, but like I really love Ultimatum.
If the first act of that movie was a movie in and of itself, it would be the best out of all of them.
Yeah, and Supremacy is really special. Like it's so odd because you have Matt Damon. But in Supremacy, he hardly says a word. He's very like Terminator-esque, in
Yeah.
Supremacy. He is a freight train of like action, discovery, and just chaos. But I kind of liked it. It's very different from 1 and 3, which is weird because it's the middle. And you have Carl Urban, I think, as the main villain, right? As Carl Urban.
Yeah,
as like
yeah.
main
Like the
assassin.
main escape man. Yeah.
Yeah, coming after it. I thought Carl Urban was like very eerie and cool. Not like the most depth to him, but just as a weird assassin, I kind of liked it.
Yeah. The Bourne Legacy is a weird movie because it's supposed to take place at the same time as Ultimatum, but like it just feels like somebody took an original script and just like pushed it to be part of the franchise.
Yeah, I do not like Bourne Legacy. It has some cool set pieces.
Action scenes, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just for me. And Jeremy Renner is fine. He's just not Matt.
Yeah, probably the weakest script out of all of them from Tony Gilroy.
That last movie though is not good.
It's not good, but I at least it's somewhat fun. Like it does feel like a rehash of all of the Jason Bourne movies.
Dear
like,
God.
Yeah, it's Jason Bourne. No, but I enjoy how dumb it gets. Like in the third act in Vegas, like that's a really fun set piece.
I agree, but they waste Alicia Vikander, waste her in that last one. I'm like, she's so good. Like this is her coming off of like Danish Girl, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
And it wasn't. Was it Danish Girl before this?
I think it was like right after she won her Oscar. Right?
I agree, and I was like really on her because she was really good, and yeah, she just is not good in here. But yeah, and my dad's favorite is the first one as well because he really loves that first one.
And then real quick, I also rewatched because I have them on Blu-ray, so I was like, might as well. I rewatched the Daniel Craig Bond movies. Casino Royale is still the best one. Quantum of Solace, mess.
Less said, the better. Good old writer strike, baby.
Yeah. Skyfall is still almost up there with Casino. Like I would say they're like almost near perfect movies, but like it kind of like it depends on what mood. Yeah, it depends on what kind of mood you are to say which one is your favorite. At least for me, Spectre, pretty bland, but not horrendous.
I do not have fun rewatching.
It feels like homework.
Honestly,
the opening is good.
The opening is great.
Honestly, guys, I might. There's some parts of like Quantum of Solace that are just bad, but like it is.
It's not better than Spectre.
It is slightly more entertaining than Spectre. Spectre is just so boring. Boring.
I barely sat through Quantum of Solace.
It's not good. It's not. But like it is. It does have some very like.
The only good part of Quantum is the song, the Jack White song.
Yeah. But like, yeah, you're right. Spectre just to me is just so like dreadful.
Spectre is just very forgettable, and it's so forgettable that I forgot Andrew Scott is in it.
He's in that?
Yeah, he's like the main bad guy, like one of the main bad guys.
Isn't it? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like he's doing some stuff.
He's trying to.
He's trying.
But it's just not there.
He has to do. I think it's better. She's better in No Time to Die, but she's
you're right. Here. Like I think No Time to Die elevates Spectre.
Yeah, totally.
It really does.
Yeah, like that's one of the rare cases where, like, I don't buy their chemistry in Spectre at all. It feels
not at all.
And I'm surprised that they managed to write something as good in No Time to Die because it feels very heartfelt.
I can't agree more.
Because we all are bridge.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, her writing is so good. Like, I couldn't agree more. I was going into Spectre or into No Time to Die being like, I totally forget their chemistry. Like, was it really that special? But all the trailers hyped it up. So I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot.
It's like there's parts, like moments I have where I think No Time to Die is better than like Casino and stuff.
All of them, yeah.
I'm with you, Josh.
So fucking good, man.
I'm with you. Honestly, guys, I might go Casino. No Time, just
me too. Yeah.
Because No Time to Die is just so like heart, like so emotional for me.
Yeah, but Ava Green is so good in Casino Royale.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And Mads Mikkelsen, like that is tragic, man.
That is. It's peak, like it's everything I love about action movies. It's so
poker scenes are so fucking good in that movie.
Oh my god, yes, yeah. What a great run.
Also, No Time to Die has Ana de Armas, so
yeah. I was joking on my Letterboxd reviews that I think it's funny that they did the I'm too old for this shit storyline in the third movie, like with Skyfall.
Yeah.
That's probably also another reason why I really like Skyfall is because out of all of them, it's the one that feels like the most different. Like it's very much focused on Bond. Like it's not about him having been in a relationship with somebody. It's just about him trying to get his shit together again.
Him and M are really
Yeah.
good in Skyfall, and I think Homeboy, the main villain,
Javier Bardem.
Javier Bardem is so good.
Yeah.
In Skyfall.
When you watch that movie, very much feels inspired by like The Dark Knight, but it works.
It does.
I think Rami Malek is a perfect Bond villain though, because he's creepy in real life, so that translates really well.
People hate him in that movie, but I'm with you, Joe. I think it's very creepy and very weird.
I don't think the writing is there, but his
no, but
makes
his
it.
performance
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah. Really good.
What else?
Yeah, that's a great run, man. That's a great run.
You need to watch Bourne movies, Josh.
I know.
I think you're really gonna like the first one.
Give me your fortes. I'll watch them.
Ship
I mean,
that
they
shit.
all come in a pack, so
How much was it?
they were like I think I got them when Best Buy was doing their sale because they were trying to get the Blu-ray. So I think I might have gotten it for like $40 or $50 for,
Nice.
and it was like the steelbook that comes with all of them.
I think they're all on Groove for really cheap.
Yeah.
Is it Groove?
Groove.com.
Oh.
Yeah.
What else?
What else?
Okay. Have you guys heard of Broadcast News?
No.
James L. Brooks.
Not at all.
It's a very love triangle, like workplace romance comedy from the 80s. James L. Brooks, William Hurt, Albert Brooks, Holly Hunter is fantastic in this movie. It's just really comforting and really good. Like movies used to be so much better than they are.
Broadcast News. What is this? Like a drama or?
It's like a dramedy.
Okay.
I also that was part of my Criterion pickup, and another one was The Night of the Hunter. That is like just this guy who this is his only directorial effort, Charles Lawton.
55.
55, yeah. The only movie he directed. It was a flop, commercial and critical flop. Then it's become a big cult film.
How have I heard of this?
It's a lot of like I know it from Criterion Plaza videos. I watch those a lot. A lot of like people recommend it. But I was really surprised. It's like part exploration of faith, part slasher, part coming of age. It's really fascinating. Some of the imagery is like jaw dropping. One of the best use of shadows I've ever seen. It's one of those films that are like they were making some fucking shit in the mid 1900s, and there's nothing in it.
Yeah.
Like just shit in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
It is really like off the walls. Like throw everything in there. It's one of the best best atmosphere. One of the better period films I've seen. Just like it's so realistic and so authentic to the period that it's portraying. Yeah, I definitely recommend it.
It says it's from 1955. Is it set in 1950s?
It's in like 1800s.
1800s. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Or like early 1900s.
Got it.
But it's to the point where like, oh wait, was this filmed in that era? Because it looks so authentic to it.
Yeah, I was looking it up. I was like, why have I heard this before? But it has like it's a serial killer kind of movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's why I'm obsessed with those movies. I think I've heard about it.
Also, the score was used in the opening of a Bear episode this season.
Yes.
Well, Evan wouldn't know.
Shut up, Edgar.
No, when Shitter's at the church, Edgar.
Wait, what?
When Shitter's at the church, it's that scene.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I think I watched that with episode 5.
I think so.
I think I
Finish the show, Evan.
I'm
You
sorry.
How have you not finished it yet?
I literally watched episode 5 and then
You're one away from the best one of the season.
Really? I am? Okay. I'll try and
the
watch.
Ayo episode 6, yeah.
Episode
Really?
6.
Oh, was that forks, napkins, something like that?
Yeah, napkins,
Napkins.
Spoons. Okay, yeah. Nice. I watched it tonight. I promise. The Olympics are almost done.
Okay, other stuff. Let me think.
I saw some bad Netflix movies this month.
Yeah.
Me too.
Edgar,
Just
did you watch? Did you watch this movie called One More Shot?
No.
What is it?
Surprisingly, it's called One More Shot, and it's directed in one. It's like it's filmed to be like one take. You know what I mean?
One more shot.
It's a it's an airport thriller where this guy has to go. This guy has to protect like this.
This is the most Walmart
Yes, guys.
$5 bin movie that I've seen.
Like there's this bomber.
Wait, it's a sequel?
No, it's an OG movie, or it's just an original movie, I think. And this bomber is gonna bomb up like the White House or something.
No, it is a sequel, Evan.
It's
One More Shot.
First one was just called One Shot.
And this is One More Shot.
You're joking. No, it's not.
It's what I'm saying.
Yes, it is.
One more from 2024. One More Shot.
Yes. There, if you go on the bottom, it gives you like the
Oh
recommendation.
yeah, One Shot. Yeah, here it is.
Since when? What?
Same director.
Same cast.
No way. No way. And I wasn't even confused or anything. That's hilarious.
People like it. People like it.
I wasn't even confused.
Decent reviews on Letterboxd.
That's great. Now I'm gonna watch One Shot because I'm watching.
Honestly, I'm kind of interested in this.
And again, it's a cool action movie because it's filmed like it's one take, like it's one consecutive shot. Obviously, it's not.
I'd Birdman type shit.
What?
I'd Birdman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But like not as artistic because it's like a clunky action movie with a very simple plot. Like I gotta protect you. There's guys out to kill us. We're stuck in an airport. So it has like that one location action thriller aspect. The character work is bad, but on an action sense, it's pretty entertaining.
On the watch list.
It's an easy 90-minute action movie.
I would never watch it, but it's interesting.
You probably never watch. It's not like go watch this movie, but it's a decent, fun action movie. Not the best, but like wasn't a waste of time. But what was a waste of time was this movie called Under Paris. This shark movie where leading up to like the Olympic Games or some kind of like sports festival on like the Paris River or whatever. There was like this shark that invades from the ocean into the main Paris River. I forget what it's called.
Was this like a tie into the Olympics type thing?
Seemingly, but it's like one of those basic shark movies where like, oh, we got to track down this shark, but maybe we shouldn't kill it. Maybe we should just try and put it. I can't hear you, Edgar.
Is it just a shark or like a giant shark?
Bigger than you. It's a bigger than usual shark, I guess. It wasn't like a mag shit. It was pretty basic shark, but like it led to a lot of other sharks being in the middle of like Paris, and like how can the shark be in the river in Paris? The shark shouldn't be here. And then of course it's killing people, and it's a conflict because these environmentalists want to save the shark and put it into the ocean, but the main character was like, "This is dumb. What are we doing?" And there's like, but it was a lot of dumb decision making, a lot of dumb characters, and the ending for me. One of the worst endings I've seen all year. It was very anticlimactic, very just bland, meh. I was like, is there a message to go here with it? I just did not like the third act at all.
It's the director of Timmy Oliphant Hitman.
Timmy Oliphant Hitman. Oh, I don't remember that one.
Agent 47.
But yeah, this one was just not great, Bob. It's literally, it dropped. As soon as I watched the ending, I was like, okay, this is one of my worst movies of the year. It's just not good at all. And it got a lot of buzz because it was in the Netflix top 10 for a long time. And I love a dumb...
That's not saying much.
Yes. And I love a lot of like dumb shark movies, and some are surprisingly smart. But this one was, in fact, dumb, and I did not like it.
My favorite text this month that I got was Josh asking me if the Meg was good because he liked the artwork for the steelbook.
Oh my god.
It's a pretty steelbook.
He just went into your collection.
Wait, what is this? I'm trying to find it.
It's kind of like an homage to the Jaws poster.
Oh, where the mouth open?
So cool.
Yeah, but it's actually pretty.
Wow.
Yeah. It's
That's
nice.
cool. Yeah, I see it. Better than the Meg 2.
The
That's
Meg.
something. Yeah.
How did that movie make like $500 million?
Because he punches a shark. That's awesome.
No, I mean the Meg 2.
Oh.
He doesn't do shit.
He doesn't do shit in that.
Oh,
one.
really?
Yeah. There's hardly any fucking sharks in the Meg 2. False advertising.
All right. Here's a biddy. I watched Lawrence of Arabia for the first time.
Oh, I've
Very
never
stark
seen it.
contrast to the movie we just saw or we talked about. This is everything you think it's going to be doing, and it is a fucking masterpiece. One of the best movies of all time. A groundbreaking, like the true blueprint for cinema. It's like it's almost 4 hours. It was a very, very exhausting watch, but I was captivated through it the whole time.
You watch it in 2 parts? Tell the truth.
I watched it in a theater. So
in a theater. Oh, okay. Nice.
On 70mm, which is fucking gorgeous. It was the best time. It was the worst time.
Great expectations from Josh.
It was like another big like, oh my god, I did it moment. Like this, it's just magnificent. It's true like the best sense of scale I've ever seen. Like David Lean's direction, the cinematography is just absolutely stunning, breathtaking, mesmerizing. All of the adjectives. Like it's this movie really earns its classic status.
How packed was the theater?
It was full.
Nice.
What out showing
LA,
for
baby.
4 hours.
Wow.
There was intermission. There was overtures. It was the whole ordeal, and it was the
How
best
long
time.
is intermission?
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
It was needed though.
Yeah, seemingly.
But yeah, it's just I don't really have much to say. It's just it's as good as you've heard.
That's cool.
And you could see the influence on literally every movie after it.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
I only have 2 more movies from my Criterion pickups that I saw. One of them was David Lynch's Blue Velvet, and I didn't really know what to expect because the movie starts off as this almost like coming of age.
Is this your first David Lynch movie?
I mean, I've seen his Dune before, and I feel like I've seen something else, but I forgot what.
I've never seen any David Lynch film, I think.
I haven't seen Eraserhead.
But yeah, like getting back into it, it's you can really see why this man is so beloved because of his style. And I was kind of having like, not that I wasn't liking it, but I was struggling to kind of like connect with the movie at first. But once like a switch happens with the main female protagonist, like this singer,
Laura Dern, right?
No, Laura Dern is like a high school crush that Kyle how do you pronounce his name? McLachlan. That he kind of has like from school, but the main singer is Isabel Rossellini. And their relationship, once that kicks in, it becomes a very interesting thriller, more like a very weird erotic thriller. And I thought the movie as a whole was really, really good. And the other one, which it was mostly House of the Dragon summer. I was in the mood for fantasy, so I went and picked up The Princess Bride. Finally watched it for the first time, and I love this movie.
Yes. This
is one of the first Targaryens I bought like years ago. Still haven't watched it.
Wow, it's a beautiful. It's a beautiful cover, I think. Right, the purple and gold.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, purple and gold.
Yeah.
No, this movie is the energy of this movie is just freaking oozing. Like every single, like obviously not. I don't feel like not everybody in this movie kind of has like an arc, but like because every single character is so colorful, like it's just very like intoxicating. What's the Spanish swordsman? I forgot. Inigo Montoya.
Yeah, Montoya.
Yeah, Montoya. His back and forth with like one of the main henchmen is really fun.
So fun.
Carrie Elwes is freaking fantastic. The main bad guy is very goofy. Like I love the back and forth of like almost like this little kid kind of like discovering his love for like storytelling through this book. Like I love like, because I mean I feel like everybody has gone through this of you don't really like romance in your movies or stories when you're a kid, but then you start like kind of like getting into it because of maybe other people introduce you to those kind of stories. And I love how like at the beginning he's like another kissing book or whatever, and then as the movie
Just
keeps
you
going,
wait.
yeah, as the movie as the story keeps going, he's like, oh, but what's gonna happen to the two? You know, like it's a really fun movie. I love it.
It's very much like, oh, this is me. Yeah,
Yeah.
like this is one of my favorite movies ever. Like the romance is beautiful. The fantasy is so like interesting and engaging.
The world feels very lively, even though it's very like vague too.
Yeah, the world is so like mythical and fantastical, and it's so fun. It's like a classic, fun, adventurous film. I love it.
Yeah, like a very
Maybe I'll
like
watch this tonight.
yeah, like the very like nonchalant like atmosphere that it has. Like there's this sequence. I'm not trying to spoil anything, but the sequence of this character like trying to climb a mountain, and like the people on top of the mountain are just like talking back and forth. They're just having like a very silly conversation. It's really really fun.
It's peak. It's beautiful. It's heartwarming. It's everything I love about like romantic fantasy in one movie. It's perfect for me. I love it. Yeah, I think I saw it around the same time I saw Willow for the first time. I'm like, oh man, it has a similar vibe.
Yeah, I love Willow too. The movie, the show is great.
Show is perfect. I need the season 2, Disney. Bye, girl. I'm coming to your house.
The show is really good.
Cut $20 million from Robert Downey Jr.'s paycheck and give
honestly,
it to
honestly.
All right, sheer whiplash with this next one. I watched Daredevil for the first time, the Ben Affleck one.
The director's cut?
No, I didn't know it was a thing when I watched it. Oof.
Yeah.
Woof.
Not an Alden stan.
It was more entertaining than I thought it would be, but it was still rough to get through. Early 2000s was a weird time for comic book movies. I'll say that.
Yeah, I mean, you have your Spider-Man and your Fantastic Fours, but then you also have, your
Catwoman,
and
Elektra.
Daredevil and Elektra. So it's very up and down. I did not like this movie when I saw it back in the day.
It's still endearing though. I could see like there's a lot of
exactly like when I rewatched it last month as well, or in June, leading up to Deadpool Wolverine. I saw the director's cut, and the director's cut is like a totally different vibe for me. I think it, like, even in the original though, like you said, Josh, it's very earnest and endearing at times.
Suit up sequence, perfect.
And I actually like Elektra is better in this movie than she is in her own movie. I like Jennifer Garner's chemistry with Ben Affleck in this movie. There's a sequence, I think it's in the original, when she's suiting up and is set to Bring Me to Life from Evanescence.
Great shit.
Perfect. I lost my mind. I forgot that was happening. And Bring Me to Life is one of my favorite songs of all time. And I'm just like, oh, we need this in more comic book movies.
Colin Farrell having the time of his life with that.
Colin Farrell, he's goofy, he's crazy, but I liked him a lot in this movie. He's really fun. Okay. Oh, and Kingpin. What's his name?
Yeah, he was good.
Fuck, I forget his name. Start with the C or something. Michael Clark Duncan, right?
Yeah.
He's so good as a Fisk. He should be in it more. You kind of shove him to the third act a bit more. He's more fleshed out in the director's cut, but he was good as Fisk. Yeah.
I guess a little segue because Jennifer Garner was on the mind, and I hadn't seen this one before. I watched 13 Going on 30 for the first time.
Oh, classic rom-com.
Yeah, it's fucking great. Jennifer Garner, I was surprised at how fucking good she is in this movie.
She's great in that, yeah. I haven't seen that in a minute. 13 Going on 30.
Yeah, it was a fun time. Mark Ruffalo is just like this loser, kind of.
He is in that.
Great shit. Let me see if there's anything else I want to talk about.
Before we end, I want to talk about the TV show Presumed Innocent. Edgar, didn't we talk about that? When did we talk?
I mean, We talked it off air, but after one of the House of the Dragon episodes,
that was it.
I had barely just started episode 1, but I finished it since, and best show of the year for me.
Wow, that's high praise. I think for me, my top 3.
Bear in the Bear?
I mean, yeah. Surprisingly, the Bear and House of the Dragon are not like on my top 3.
What is it?
Well, what's your
my top 3 is Presumed Innocent, Shogun, and Ted. I love
Ted?
I love Ted.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I need to watch that fucking show.
Yeah, and then number 4 is Ripley, and then 5 is Mr. and Mrs. Smith. And then it's
Right.
House of
Mrs.
the
Smith
Dragon.
is so fucking special.
So
What a
good. I need to watch Ripley.
surprising show. I need to watch Ripley too. That's my big I need to watch.
I'm bummed because that's probably the best limited series of the year, and like it's not gonna get its due because of Baby Reindeer, which I like, but it's not better than Ripley.
Yeah, I heard my friend said it's his favorite show of the year, Ripley. And it's only like 6 episodes, right? It's very short.
Yeah, like 8.
8 or 6 or 8. Limited series, but House of the Dragon, that was the whole season. I don't know where I'd rank House of the Dragon. I also loved X-Men 97 this year. That was peak. But yeah, Presumed Innocent, a phenomenal series, great character work from across the fucking board. Jake Gyllenhaal portrays Rusty, the lawyer who was framed for murder, and that's all I'm going to say. And it's a fantastic watch. No character gets away kind of like unscathed, and they're a lot of flawed.
Everybody's kind of shitty.
Yeah, flawed and shitty characters, but like realistically so and dramatically so. Like they're not all dicks and they're just so annoying to watch. I'm captivated by every single one of them for different ways, different reasons.
Yeah, watching this entire show felt like watching like the court scenes from Oppenheimer for an entire season of television.
Yes, and especially those last 3 episodes when you actually get to the big court case and stuff like that. Like it's riveting television. It's enticing. It's the back and forth is so captivating to watch. Jake Gyllenhaal's struggle, every facial expression he's making inside and outside the court, phenomenal. Like, they are pitching him. I'm a huge award head. They are making this a dramatic series, not a limited series.
I feel like this might be a case like similar to The Bear, where like season 1 ends, and I don't see where else you could take this. But I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But I really wish this was like a one and done, because I think the ending is very perfect. And there's another show that I could compare it to, but that would be a spoiler for this show, so I'm not gonna mention it. But yeah, like I feel like the way that the show ends is very like not even bittersweet. It's just bitter, but it makes sense. Like it makes sense for the story.
It had one of the best finales I've ever seen. And I'm not saying that lightly. I think the finale, for me as a person who's really trying to connect the dots, it's very shocking, it's very surprising, but emotionally gripping the whole way through. Ruth Negga consistently delivered a great performance throughout the series as somebody who's I don't want to say too much, but her and Rusty have a complicated relationship, to say the very least. And the way she deals with that in such a raw and natural way was so good throughout the entire season. The whole family aspect, and the family dramas are very hit and miss for me when we get to mysteries or thrillers. Usually the family stuff kind of drags it down. I'm just can you get back to the court, back to the intriguing murder mystery? But no, the family stuff really elevates the murder mystery. It really elevates the court scenes, and it creates a nice whole picture for the entire season. I was not bored anytime he came back home and had to deal with his son, his daughter, his wife. It was so hard to watch because it's filled with a lot of awkward tension. Some of my family members didn't really like it because it is very awkward tension. It's there's so many arguments, so many people going back and forth. You don't really get a time to breathe in this series because it's so intense and so riveting.
It's very interesting how it's structured, because it is a court drama, but you're never bored. There's always something happening on the show.
Always moving. People just are arguing, contemplating things, reflecting on past mistakes and past instances with other characters. And the 2 main prosecutors played their characters are Tommy, played by Peter Skarsgård,
He's so good.
He and somebody else, I forget his name, but his
O.T. Fagbell, something like that.
It's hard to pronounce, but yeah, these 2. From what?
Black Widow.
No, is he? Wait,
I don't know.
He's
Maybe.
the
is that the guy from Black Widow? Holy shit!
Black Widow's like
The,
helper or
the,
whatever.
the arms person. Holy shit, Josh, you might be right. Wow.
Yes.
I just remember
it
because
is.
he has an interesting name.
Yeah, it is him.
No
What
fucking
what
way.
what a weird pull.
What a weird pull. I did not connect that. Granted, I also saw Black Widow like twice.
I thought he was good in Black Widow though. So
Me too. Yeah. But yeah, he was great here. Him and Tommy have a really funny brotherly relationship as they both try to go against Tommy or go against Rusty, and it's just a hilarious but oddly endearing back and forth that I just really loved. And then Raymond, Rusty's lawyer, his defense lawyer, excellent. He plays in a lot of different things for HBO and Apple. He's just so good. Like this cast is just phenomenal. Stacked.
Renata is great too.
Yes, agreed.
But yeah, that's it for me.
All right, I have 3 more. I'm just do a little rapid fire real quick.
Sure,
go for it.
'Cause I need to talk about these. Okay, first I saw the Blair Witch Project for the first time.
Ooh.
I was really surprised at how suspenseful, intense this was. I think like just the mockumentary type of filmmaking really was really effective here. And it was really captivating. And I think the runtime is perfect. The editing is really stellar, and really makes everything like quick. And the performances are really like surprisingly authentic. Like some of the extras they get are like really like are probably real people. But yeah, it's just a really good low budget horror film.
I've never seen it. I really want to watch it.
Yeah, it's good. Then Inglourious Bastards, I watched that for the first time.
Holy shit! This is my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie. This is my favorite Tarantino. Yes, yeah. This and the Django are my favorite.
Django's next on my list for sure. But yeah, Inglourious Bastards, a real fun time. I think that the colors in this movie are gorgeous. Melanie Laurent, the theater owner, incredible performance.
Incredible, yeah. What a cast! Fassbender, Pitt.
Fassbender for that one scene, incredible.
The 3 versus the 3 or something like that. Yeah, it's so good. It's like this movie has some of the most iconic sequences of all time. The opening, one of the best opening.
Fucking opening's insane.
Just the way she's running, the intensity, Jesus.
Diane Kruger is really fun here too.
Brilliant, yeah.
Yeah, it was a great time.
This movie is it's just so many the bar scene, the opening.
So, the writing is stellar. Just the direction, obviously, it's fucking great.
It's great. Yeah, peak entertainment.
And lastly, The People's Joker. Have you guys heard of this?
Oh, I've not. I've heard of it, never seen it.
Yeah, I've heard of it only because of you.
It's very this was the big deal at TIFF a couple years ago. They screened it, then Warner Brothers had a cease and desist for it because it's very much based on DC Comics and everything that comes with that. But it's all through fair use, so it's all legit and legal. But Warner Brothers just didn't like it. That was bad press for them, so they took it down. Then recently, the director worked and maybe edited it down a bit, and it's been out, and I think it's fucking incredible. It is like true do-it-yourself filmmaking. It looks cheap, but that's kind of the earnesty of it.
Is it a documentary? Is it actual narrative? What's going on?
It's like it's a narrative. It's like it's
kind of like a parody.
It's really a narrative. It's a parody of DC. It's Farrah Drew's experience of coming out as trans. It's all of that wrapped up into like a parody of the Joker and the character throughout the years.
Okay.
It's just so experimental and so well done, and something I've never seen before. It is true like anarchist type shit. Like fuck the system. It is really queer. It is genius. It's really heartfelt. It's really funny. And it's just, I think it's really, this is what movies are about. They'd be these big blockbusters and movies that are this small and everything's on green screen, but like that adds to the character of the movie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Is it streaming
I would
or is it
recommend-
just like rental VOD?
It's on VOD.
It's on the VOD.
Vera Drew directed it, wrote it, starred in it. They're fucking great. Great time.
Evan, anything else?
Yeah. I'll save the rest.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Presumed Innocence was really the only thing from July. The Acolyte ended in July. Love the ending. We talked about it last month already. I think by the time we talked about it last month, I think it was episode 6 that aired.
Mhm.
I think
7 and 8 aired as well.
And those are the best episodes of the season.
I think 6 and 8 for me are the best, but 7 is excellent as well. 7 was the second part of Alex Koganada, who did the second perspective from episode 3. And I just thought the ending of Acolyte is really, really great. Tragic, heartbreaking, romantic, intense with the great action. Great character work from Osha and May. Soul, The Stranger. I think it culminated really, really well. Here's hoping they announce season 2 this weekend at D23.
I think it's gonna happen.
Manny's coming to D23 and he's coming to Star Wars Japan Celebration. So give me high hopes.
And they've been saying first season a lot, so it's
They've been saying first season a lot. I know it didn't have like the best what's it called?
Rating numbers.
Rating viewership. Yeah, there we go. Viewership / ratings. Critically, it's fine.
I think I think the fact that Leslie wants to do it so hard, I think really changes things.
And like everything I read from Lucasfilm and from Leslie is like they have so much faith in the show, both in the publishing and within like the world at Lucasfilm, that like the audience will grow for season 2, which has people very much excited with what they're teasing with like spoiler alert, Plagueis and everything. Yoda, the rule of 2, the way more High Republic characters, more other new characters are going to join the fray. So I think there's a lot of potential. Exactly. So there's a lot of fun, interesting, dark side, complicated relationships that I can't wait to see in a season 2. Leslie said she originally she wants to do at least 3 seasons. Just if they want her to go more, she's very much willing to do so. So I think Leslie's one of the best creatives that Star Wars Lucasfilm has ever had, and I would love to see her create more stories in this galaxy. And yeah, I'm still watching The Bear. I think our August recap, I'll finally have a Bear season 3 review for you guys. I think that's it.
All right, that's it.
You guys can find me on Twitter, Harris EV9. A lot of Big Brother tweets, a lot of tweets about the Olympics because I am obsessed with track and field for the past couple of days. I'm loving it so much. I nearly lost my voice on Monday because of the 100-meter finals. It was brilliant. It was great. Dylan was like, "Can you be quiet?" But it was great. I'm just having a great time. I go back to work next week. I've loved this summer so much. Like
the sadness in your voice.
Thank God, my students are watching this.
Me and Idris still got like 3 weeks left.
Nice.
2 more, 3. Yeah.
Is this going to be your guys' final year, second year, third year?
I graduate next spring. Hopefully.
Spring. Nice. But yeah, so I'm just I love this summer so much. I caught up on a lot of like movies and especially books. So it was a win for me. So again, Harris EV9.
You find me at Josh G. Woodbury on Twitter, and that's it.
You can find this podcast at WHFG Podcast on all social media, Threads, Instagram, Twitter, all the good stuff. You can find me at EDG or TEG on the same socials, and some of my written work at Loud and Clear Reviews and the Cinema Spot. I'll probably be going through a little bit of an Alien rewatch, so I'll be ready for next month when we come back to this Romulus. Go for it.
I won't talk about it, so I'll save it for next month. But go watch this movie called Oddity in theaters if you can.
Okay.
I missed that in theaters. Is it really good?
Really good atmospheric horror, yeah.
Okay.
If it's still playing, I might try to catch it tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I'll catch
It's really,
it.
really good. It's like It got on my skin in a way that movies rarely do these days.
Oh wow.
Ooh. Between that and Cuckoo on Thursday, I might have a good.
Oh,
double
is that
feature.
this weekend?
Yeah, it's this
Yeah.
weekend.
What's this weekend? Anything else? Is Sing Sing expanding?
Dee-
Borderlands.
I know DD is expanding for me, so I'm excited to catch that.
I think I have to wait till next week for, or maybe it's
And
this.
Innocence still isn't. I don't know.
I don't know where
it's-
Sing Sing is.
I don't know why they're doing such a shit release when that's like a Pets Picture front runner.
It's shitty release. Yeah. So DD, Sing Sing, we'll talk about next month. Oddity, I'll try and find.
Borderlands.
Cuckoo.
Alien.
I'm not watching.
Are you going
Bourne.
to the premiere tonight?
Yeah, I am. I'm covering it, Evan. Don't give me that face. Plus, you gave it to me, so I have to watch it for our box office.
Bros
Oh.
CG,
Borderlands. Not. I thought you meant Alien. I thought you meant.
Oh no, yeah, Borderlands. Yeah, I wish. I wish.
I was like, you're going to the Alien route. Holy shit. Oh, Borderlands. Yeah. I'm sorry for you. Have fun with it. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Ariana's good.
The Crow.
The Crow.
I might skip that too. Oh,
Alien really is carrying this month.
What else is that month?
Just
It was-
that.
It was
I mean,
trapping this for trapping
Cuckoo,
Alien,
I guess.
Cuckoo, DD, Sing Sing, a lot of good indies.
It's mostly the smaller stuff.
Yeah.
But
Also, we didn't talk about House of the Dragon in our July wrap up, but we did have a whole. We have 8
Yeah. We have
episodes. Yeah.
plenty of hot tea. On
So if you're wondering, well, why didn't they talk about House of the Dragon? It was a huge, but yeah. So we have 8 in-depth episodes going over everything about House of the Dragon. So don't forget to watch those.
Oh, Lawrence Arabia is playing in AMC's this month. So if you want to sit down for 4 hours and watch a masterpiece,
Around the world, just not LA.
yeah, it's a Fathom Events type thing.
Nice.
Anyway, I think that's a wrap, and we will see you in a month, if not before, maybe for a ranking episode. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But
It's busy,
But yeah.
busy times.
yeah, busy times. Thank you for watching, like, and subscribe. You can listen to this on Spotify and iTunes. We'll see you on the next one.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat. Let's all go to the lobby to get our